Hi guys, it's Nikola from Eurovox, and today we're speaking with Tam. Hi Tam, how are you?
Hi, Nikola. I'm great. I'm great. I'm very excited. It's getting closer and closer.
And I'm very excited to have this opportunity to speak with you.
Oh, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. So you're quite new to this Eurovision bubble.
Yeah.
Please introduce yourself a little bit to our viewers.
Yeah, so this is my first Eurovision as a competitor for my country. My name is Tam. I do dream pop, trap pop, reggaeton pop, Afro pop, pop music. I like to mix in a lot of genres, but I think I'm most recognizable for my voice. I have a very airy tone, as you can hear from my from my Eurovision song Durum. Also, yeah, I'm 29. What do you want to know? That's
You
it.
look younger.
I'm a big Eurovision fan. I know, but it's officially on my Wikipedia now, so everyone will know. But also Thea also looks younger, and Luke also looks younger. So there's something in the air, I guess.
It would be a nice chain.
Yeah.
To continue with this young.
With the baby faces and all.
So, after many years, why did you decide to choose this year to apply for Pesma Euroviziju?
Because I feel like it's a good exposure for pop music. I feel like in our country we don't have a lot of those, because the mainstream music is something different than what I do. So I feel like this is the best opportunity for me, and I feel like it's been a long time coming, actually. But I wanted to feel that I can, because it's a lot of pressure and it takes a toll on your physical health, on your mental health, because of all the preparations and everything. It's all good and exciting, but it's also a huge pressure, especially for someone like me. I'm like super sensitive. So I waited until I was ready. So yeah, I felt like this year I was ready, and I felt like I have a subject to work on. So yeah, and I found a team that I thought would be a great match for me.
And now I'm going to ask you a question that you heard like thousands of times probably. Could you please explain what Durum means?
Well, Durum is a type of wheat that was firstly cultivated during the Neolithic times. So it's prehistory. Because I was researching the history of our country and the Balkans, and I wanted to find something that was before it was national, so I wanted to find our ancestors before, and so I found that we have on the Balkans we have a lot of archaeological sites about the Neolithic times. And then I loved it, and then I found out that there was a big Neolithic revolution that changed the way we live as a human species. Because up until then, people were moving for food, but when they learned how to cultivate the wheat, then they started to live in one place. So yeah, and Durum is a type of wheat. So I was like, yeah, and that sounds very rhythmic, so I loved it because of that. And it was like, that was my first word for that melody, because the melody was like na, 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 when we mumble, when we make songs, and that was that first word, and I was like, oh, maybe that's not it, and I kept coming back to it, because I feel like it's is the point of the song, because it's love for life. It's love for nurturing, it's a love for growth, so, and it's very much communal work, the agriculture and everything. So yeah.
And I really like that concept. I actually love it because we don't have that much of a thoughts in pop music today, especially here.
I know, and
So you really did your research about this.
Yeah, because I loved the way Constructa did it. So and I feel like her point and everything, you know, but she does do her music like in general like that. So I loved that, and I felt like I don't want to do a mindless song, you know. I mean, I love my mindless music sometimes, but for this opportunity, I wanted to make something. I wanted to figure out the story and to make a point, and then you know what happened in November and what's happening now in our country. So it all came together in a way.
And I really want to applaud you to being vocal about these problems, because most of people just, like, people who are in social media don't tend to talk about this.
Well, I feel like it's empathy, you know. How can you see that something like that is going on and stay silent about it? That's really bad for me. And you know, my college, actually, my faculty started it, Faculty of Drama Arts. So that would be very bad of me. I would be a very ex-student, you know. So, and especially because a lot of my people and people that listen to my music are on the streets. And can you imagine if I just stayed silent? That's like not, you know. And I feel like they fight for righteous things. So yeah.
And thank you for sticking with the people, actually.
Yeah, always. I feel like it's I mean, thank you for thanking me, but I feel like it's the only right thing.
It actually is, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And speaking about Faculty of Drama, how did that shape you in your like musical path, if that makes sense?
But I really feel it in comparison to other artists, because I feel like I have a skill set that most people don't, you know. And the way that I imagine things, I feel like I can make it a reality just because I have an education about it, you know, and because I know a lot of things about a lot of things, and especially because I'm a producer and a manager, I can organize stuff, you know. I can work it out. I'm not only like an artist that like, I make music, please help me make a video. I can organize stuff. So yeah, and I have a lot of contacts and in the visual arts. So that helped me a lot with my first projects and now.
So we might be expecting like some badass visuals on the Eurovision stage.
Yes, because Costa is making it. We are just we actually are rendering the 3D now. as we speak, Costa is finishing it. Costa finished also he went to the college with me, to the faculty, and he worked with Constructa the year that she won. He was one of the people who was jumping with the towel. He was jumping with the towel, actually. But he also did the visuals for her and for her concert last year. So he's one of her main cooperators when it comes to the visuals. And yeah, he's one of my closest people right now. We've known each other since we were 16. So that was a logical choice for me. I mean, he's a bit of a traveler and you know, as you said, a citizen of the world. So he keeps living in other places. But right now I flew him in so we can finish this. So yeah,
he's here.
He's here, yeah.
He might be traveling to Switzerland. Who knows?
Who knows? We'll see. We'll see.
So let's come back to your music. You wrote the song.
Yeah.
In general, write your own music.
Yeah.
Do you have any specific routine, or do you just go with the flow? What is your songwriting process?
Well, I had a lot of, you know, different processes and ups and downs and everything, because I didn't know what to expect, and then it was my hobby, and then it was my job, and I was like, what's going on? And then I was a part of a major label, and then the things just work differently there, you know. So I had a lot of learning to do, and I did a lot of learning until I found out what I wanted and how I wanted to work. So right now I'm doing my album, and there's a lot of songs that I wrote before, and then there's a lot of songs that I've written since I've known that I'm gonna do an album. So you know, sometimes it starts with I have a theme and then I write everything about it. Sometimes it's like when I was vacuuming, I heard a part of my song was like, "Volim me da prolič." I was like, what is going on? And I was like, that's good. That's actually good. So I wrote it and then I made a whole song about it. Sometimes there's like a melody. Sometimes I'm inspired by a song that I hear or an album. I'm like, maybe I want a song like this. So yeah, sometimes my friends just inspire me. So there's a lot of inspiration. You see me? Yeah. There's a lot of inspiration everywhere. Yeah.
And that's really good to hear. So you're not limited.
There's also heartbreak. I didn't mention that.
Of course.
Yeah.
How to live without heartbreak.
That's also an inspiration.
And speaking of this album that you mentioned, so far you usually, as you said, did something that was dream pop, trap pop, and this is right now with the Durum, you went a little bit more ethnic and tribal, and you did that before actually in song.
Yeah.
A little bit touched it, but now you're further.
Yeah.
Is this a theme that's going to be in the album, or is it like a specific project?
Well, as I've been working on Durum, I was very inspired, so I want to do maybe some Madame Piano cover, if you know who Madame Piano is. Yeah, stuff like that, because I love the way Durum sounds. I just love it. And I feel like it wasn't just like, I wasn't looking for only like Serbian music. I was like, let's put some primal sounds, because there's a little bit of Afro, there's a little bit of, Turkish rhythms, but there's also a little bit of Brazilian funk. And there was a Brazilian guy who reacted to Durum. He loved it. So I was like, yes. So yeah, I feel like there are some primal rhythms that we all carry inside, from our ancestors.
Indeed, especially if you think about Balkans, there were so many different nations throughout the time. A lot of roots different. Yeah, and it's gorgeous. I wanted, big drums. I don't want it to be dancey. It really is.
Yeah.
And so when you mentioned Madame Piano, do you have any artist in particular that influenced you?
Well, it was Madame Piano. I can look in my if you want. I have a
Yes, I want to.
Yeah, I have a playlist that we were referencing.
You had like a mood board.
Ivana, me, and Andrea, because Gimenik helped me with the melodies, and Andrea helped me with he produced it. Wait, there's a playlist. Let me just find it. I'm sorry. It's called PZE Inspo. But I haven't been opening it because we finished it. There's Rosalia.
Of course.
There's Rosalia. There's MIA Bad Girls.
Oh.
There's a Madonna remix, actually. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, and but on the playlist. But I also listened to Ojos Así by Shakira. That was like one of the references, but she did it more Arabic, and I didn't want to go fully Arabic. I wanted to go more, ancient than Arabic. Yeah.
And when you mentioned MIA, it really makes sense for me, because as far as I remember, she traveled the world and she took inspo from all different culture where she...
Yeah, I love it. I love the way she complements the cultures. She's amazing. Yeah. She's a bit cuckoo, but but she's super talented.
And very unique.
Yeah.
And speaking about your musical journey, how did you start doing music? I remember reading some comments on YouTube on one of your videos like a couple of years ago, mentioning that you were in a choir. Is it?
Yeah.
And how was that experience? Was it your first music experience in choirs?
I was in school choir since I was like, I was in the kindergarten choir, and then in my primary school, and then in my secondary school, and then at some point, one of the turning points was when a friend started an a cappella group, and I was a part of an a cappella group in my high school, and we made this charity concerts every year. So yeah, that's how I started, and that's when I started writing more seriously, I would say, and singing more seriously. That's when I bought a guitar, but then I came back to the piano because my first instrument was a piano, actually.
Oh, you play piano?
Yeah.
And do you write your music on piano?
Yeah, sometimes, yes. It's sometimes on the piano, sometimes I hear a beat and I sing to it, but it's way more easier for me to write it on a piano. Because it's simple. It's like I play chords and then I can hear music more better. Because sometimes when I have it too busy of a beat, I can't really hear other things.
Yeah, so do you prefer writing music on piano or doing it straight at the studio?
I feel like I'm a bit of an introvert when it comes to creating. Like, that's my safe space, but I also love the magic of the studio. So 50-50, I guess. I feel like I feel safer when I'm by myself because no one can see my mistakes and but there's some different type of magic when you make music with other people, as it's happening.
Definitely. And when you write your music, do you write melody and lyrics, right?
Yeah.
And what do you prefer?
Both, really. I love both. But I feel like that I'm more known as a songwriter. I feel like that people always, tell me that my lyrics are really something special. So I feel like that's my stronger point because I'm not, I'm not formally schooled as a musician. So I feel like there's a lot for me to learn there, and that's I actually, one of the people that I learned from is Theodora but it's impossible. That is impossible to learn because she's like an alien. I swear to God, she's she's probably the most talented musician I know. And I've been in, in the room while they're working. So yeah, but I feel like I learn a lot from people who are musically, who are formally educated. So yeah, I feel like I'm getting better and better at it.
I mean, indeed you are. We see it in your music.
Thank you.
And you've been really interactive with your fans on X.
Yeah.
I'm there undercover.
Yeah. I'm there. Yeah. It's been a lot of fun. I became a meme recently, so
we saw that photo. How did that photo actually? Who took that photo?
It was actually Milica, my producer and my manager. She took it. She was like, "Let me take," because I'm not like. Maybe it's a millennial thing. I don't know. But I feel like I'm like between millennial and Gen Z when it comes to my interests. Yeah. Because I never asked for people to take my photos, and then she was like, "Let me take your photo," and I was like, and then you saw that. I mean, I feel like I look pretty, but also I look like I've had enough. So yeah, I love it.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
People begging you to apply in Pesma's Euroviziju, and there were even some warnings on X.
Yeah, they were like threats. They were like, "I'll stop listening to you, bitch." But there's not one person who did it. It was like tons of people. I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. Damn.
And does that give you like more motivation or more pressure?
Well, it's all at the same time. I feel like all the whole process is in a way very rewarding emotionally, but it's also kind of draining because I feel like it's easier when people don't have expectations from you. Like this, I feel like, I mean, I love it that people liked it, but everyone's like expecting now the performance. So I mean, I'm very confident about it, when it comes to the visuals and everything, but you never know what can happen. Maybe my voice breaks, maybe, maybe I'll be nervous or something, maybe I freeze. So we'll see. I hope they'll like it. But the thing is that I've poured my whole soul and heart into it for real. And so I'm really happy with it, and I'm really happy and proud of my people and my choreographer and my dancers. So yeah, everyone I work with is my close friend. Mm-hmm. So that's really emotionally rewarding to be working with them and for it to go so well and so easy in a way.
And you always have a safe space when you're there.
Yeah, we're just motivating each other, and we're not, no one's been a bitch or no one's been nervous too much. I mean, I've been nervous, but people know how to. It doesn't affect them sometimes when I'm nervous, but they know how to calm me down, and I know how to calm them down. So for the time being, we're okay right now. So yeah, I feel like it's a blessing. It's a true blessing, because people know, if I would work with someone who doesn't know me well, I don't know if I would be so comfortable and trusting.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of rehearsals, have you had your first rehearsal at
tomorrow? It's happening tomorrow. Yeah, at the in Košutnjak. Yeah, if you're asking me for that rehearsal, yeah.
And are you nervous, excited, ready?
Right now I'm okay, but I feel like I won't be able to sleep tonight. So yeah, but I feel like we're ready. I'm most nervous about the in-ear. I've tried it and all, and I feel like it's okay. But Filip, Baloš, and Teja told me that it might not be the same as I tried it in the studio. So I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen? What's gonna be tomorrow? But yeah, I feel like we'll be fine. I feel like we can. As my boyfriend says, you always get your own way, so you will communicate it to them if you can't hear yourself. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's what a rehearsal's for, to just with no pressure.
Yeah.
And speaking of that,
it's gonna be cool.
Speaking of that pressure, how do you deal with that? Do you have some moments when you're like really under stress regarding all this mess of Eurovision?
But I just didn't want it to be a lot of drama. The biggest emotional, what was the most emotional for me was when it all was at the same time with the student protests and everything, and I cried every single day. And then I went to Autokomanda. I feel like that they came out at the same time when Autokomanda was
27.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So that's actually not the competition, but the fact that it's happening right now, and because I felt guilty in a way. I know that I didn't choose this, but I was like, okay, my song is out, and I'm supposed to be happy, but I'm not happy at all because of the situation in our country and everything, So yeah, I cried every single day, and then the walk happened from Belgrade to Novi Sad, and then I saw all the videos, all the photos and everything, and then I cried, and now I still cry. I mean, it's less, but yeah. So that was actually the biggest, the most emotional. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely understand. But since you already are in competition, there's no point of giving up right now. So you just have
to. And I feel like I'm doing it for the students in a way,
Especially if you keep being vocal about it.
Yeah. That's what that's what it clicked in my mind. I was like, okay, I'm doing it for them and for their visibility, and yeah. So when that clicked, I felt a bit, even motivated more.
And let's go to the happier topic.
Yeah.
When it comes to performing, will this be your first live television performance?
I did Kesić once, but I wasn't happy with the results. I didn't do it with an in-ear, so that's what that had consequences. But yeah, this is the first time. This is the most serious performance of mine ever. So yeah.
And so far you mostly performed in front of the audience. You had your own concert in Modine. You performed at many festivals, Belgrade Pride as well. and this time you'll be performing in front of cameras. There is no audience. So do you prefer having an audience or just focusing on your performance to the cameras?
Well, it's different kind of pressure, because my fans are super supportive. So if I make a mistake, or if I, have a bad note, or if my voice cracks, or if I get the choreography wrong, it's nothing bad, because my fans will be cheering for me, and I feel confident. Even at Pride, it's always my people. So but this time, but also on the other hand, I love making videos, and I feel like that's my forte. So I will try to make it psychologically for me like I'm making a video. So I'll just try to not think about that many people watching. So it's better and worse at the same time.
And will there be a behind the scenes video?
Well, we'll make it. We'll just have to see. Will they let us have more people on set, because we can have like 8 people on our team. So, which I completed. I have a lot of people on my team, because my costume designer has an assistant, my makeup artist has an assistant, and so there's a lot of assistants. So we'll see who will make the behind the scenes video. I did record a lot of since the beginning of the song. I have a lot of videos, so I feel like I should just give it to someone to edit it. I usually edit those things because I love editing, but I don't think I'll have the time. Yeah.
Right now we have something more important to focus on.
Yeah.
And right now the most important thing is performance. You release the song, the reactions are really good, and everyone is looking forward to the performance. And I'm sure, I want to know everything, but I'm sure if I ask you, you won't be able to tell me a lot. So I'll try to scratch the surface a little bit. So people say that a certain sound can be associated to a certain color. If you think about your song, what color would you associate it to, and why?
Well, it's some kind of an old gold for sure, and we'll have some old gold details, but that's not the main color. I feel like a lot of people expect that from me to be gold or beige or black, but neither of those colors will be involved. So, and I wanted it to be a surprise. I don't want people when they see me and when they see us to be like, yeah.
I'm really.
I really didn't want it to be the first. What would you? Because as I already said, I'm a big Eurovision fan, and so I've seen a lot of similar costumes and similar performances. I wanted to make something really special, because I wanted us to have it regardless of the which place we would have, so.
And since you're a big Eurovision fan, do you have any Eurovision artists that you really, really admire, or performance?
Do you mean just Eurovision or outside? The Eurovision and outside?
Both.
Well, I already said it in a lot of interviews. I have a lot of favorite songs, and I feel like a lot of people in Serbia love Ruslana and love Kele Kele and love everything I love, and You Are the One, Jelena, I love her, but I also love Every Way That I Can. I also love arcades. I love a good ballad. I also love, I always forget the name of it, the Ukrainian singer with the green coats. Was that the name of that? Was that Ukraine? Yeah, that was Ukraine, I think.
What year
was
that?
The name of it?
Ukraine. Yeah. Go Away.
That was it.
2021.
I also loved Caria, but each year there's a lot of performances that are great. Yeah, I feel like I love Lorene's first win more. Yeah. This time I feel like it was a bit forced in a way. What do you think?
A lot of people say that. I don't think it was necessarily forced.
It felt forced, you know. I didn't.
I think
because it's a perfect pop song. That's a perfect pop song, you know, for me, and it's very memorable, and it's very, you know, you can repeat it right away. So and I loved the performance, but I feel like it wasn't, I don't know, as genuine.
But they were really just I think their goal was just to push that second victory.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Baby Lasagna was great.
He was the great. And what was my next question? You're now doing a lot of interviews.
Yeah.
I'm sure. And I'm sure many questions are repeating over and over.
This is the first time I'm doing it in English, so.
I'm so glad I'm the first one.
I hope it's going well.
It's going perfectly for me.
Thank you.
But is there any question that nobody asked you so far, but that you hoped to be asked, that you want to?
I feel like nobody asked me. Is it the part about? Is it, you know? Is it mantric? Is it about, you know, what was I imagining when I wrote the song? No one asked me that.
Well, what were you imagining when you wrote the song?
Well, I actually imagined girls around the fire, in some old times in the nature. So yeah, that was one of my first associations, but it's also the way like Dodele. I don't know what's the name in English.
I don't know if they have a name. I think they're like a local thing.
Yeah, because it's the songs about wanting the wheat to grow.
And
so yeah, it's actually kind of I feel like it surely has a name, but I just can't remember it in English. Yeah, so that's what it meant, and it's kind of mantric, and it's very like manifesting song. You know, I love to make manifesting songs, so this is like mantric, like we invite good things into our life. We love life. We invite dance and songs into our life. So yeah.
And so you're like really just coming for that positive energy with that song.
Yeah, and for the togetherness and for the you know, community and communal work in a way. So yeah.
And if you had the opportunity to feature some artist, any artist on this song, who would it be and
Shakira. Why? Shakira for sure. Or Rosalia, maybe. I'm actually doing the Spanish version and the English version. Really? Yeah. This, I feel like we're gonna record it like next week or something. I want to do multiple versions and remixes because I feel like this song can take it. So yeah, I feel like a Spanish artist would go really well with this. I mean, Spanish speaking, Latin or Spanish.
Yeah, and speaking of Spanish, I saw that many Spanish fans were adding you to the group chats.
Yeah, that was so funny. That was so funny. And I'm still in the group chat sometimes. We talk. Yeah.
And when did you learn Spanish?
I watched a lot of telenovelas when I was young. I learned how to read very young, when I was like 4. So I kept watching it on the TV, and then I grew up and I started listening to the music, and I started watching the movies, and then I started watching the Spanish, cinematography. So yeah, but I love it so much.
And I really think like a Spanish artist, especially someone like Rosalia with that flamenco background, would really this song.
Yeah, yeah.
Like add some extra
Yeah.
ethnic flavor to the song.
Yeah, yeah.
And you probably listened to the other artists this year from Pesma's movies. And any standout song from the lineup?
Well, I love Ohio. They're really good, but I love them in general as a band. I love the Harem Girls. I will always stand with my drag queens, you know. So it sounds like Ceca Slavković, who is an older Serbian singer, and I love it. The girl who sings, actually, I know her. So I love it. I love Vukela. That's good. Mimi is good for, you know, dancing. So yeah, for like hyping, she has her own, you know, thing. And you know what? We'll see with the performances. I feel like a lot of I'll understand better when I see all the performances, and I feel like people will understand me better when they see the performance. So yeah,
they see the whole package.
Yeah, yeah. And Mila is also good. Yeah, I like that song. Yeah.
And I think right now in Serbia we have a lot of young pop artists like you that kind of stick together as some kind of a movement.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. And if you had to choose someone from that group to go to Eurovision maybe next year to apply for Pesma's Euroviziju, who would you like to see?
One person.
You can choose multiple.
Fili Balish. Fili Balish for sure. Gypsy, Jimanik. I mean, if we win, she'll go with her composition. Wait, I wanted to
consolidate with you.
Wait. What are you gonna do? Oh my god. Okay. I wanted to put my charger in. So yeah. And you know what? Maybe my favorite rappers, Fuchinala Boys, Kenaberi, and Space Nazi, and those people. But they're very political, so I don't know whether they're not subtle about their, you know, about those things. So I feel like maybe they won't let them go. But those are my wishes, but we'll see.
We're manifesting it.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like Philip will go at some point, for sure, and Gypsy, I hope so. And I feel like Sarah should apply again. Oh, yeah, sorry, okay. So I don't, so that I don't shut down.
You just
see me?
for the loop. Yes, I see right now.
Okay.
I love this kind of spontaneous.
Well, it's Zoom call, so yeah, I'm embarrassed.
You don't have to. It happens all the time, especially on Zoom.
Okay.
And I think we could wrap it up right now. If you agree?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have any final message for the viewers?
We have a final message. Support young people in their fights for freedom and for a righteous government. That's what I want to say in your country too. And I feel like there's a lot of protests happening all around, and I'm really happy about that because I feel like there's been, you know, kind of a trend of people being passive and not active. So I feel like now more than ever we are seeing that that's not actually true. So I love that.
Thank you so much for this message, and thank you so much for this interview. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. Me too. I feel like we could get more.
Of course. I mean, we could some other time.
Yeah, for sure.
Sounds good to me. So thank you so much. And
thank you.
I wish you all the best and wish you luck on your performance and hopefully to see you in Basel.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.